So, where were we?
If you're coming here and you're a student, I would say you should try to find accommodation to the other side of the school. What I mean is like towards the gym, the canteen, not in the center. The price in the center is more expensive, and not to mention that in some certain areas, it's quite dangerous in the night, I would say.
Yeah, it can be pretty dangerous in some areas. Actually, for example, last night I was walking back with a friend of mine, a friend of ours, yeah, and it was a bit weird. We were still in the campus, and there was one guy who was a bit close to us, but it was like he was walking kind of closer to us, and then there was another guy, and he was like they were trying to kind of corner us a bit.
Yeah.
So I told her, yeah, okay, we're turning back. So we kind of did the. Yeah, but it looked like they were coordinating amongst each other. So it was a bit. Yeah, generally the campus at night is a bit
Dodgy.
dodgy, a bit sketchy. There have been claims of attacks, drugs.
So another friend of ours, somebody tried to approach her to sell drugs to her in the campus, and there's a funny paradox here. The school here, I mean, it's supposed to be the safest place, right? It's actually the most dangerous place, especially at night. The reason is, inside the school in Greece, the police are not allowed to come in.
Yeah, they're only allowed to be around. Outside.
Because I think there was an event in Greece like years back, where there was police who killed a student, right? I believe.
Yeah.
And after that, police are never allowed inside the campus of any school. So it's a paradox. Like it's actually the most dangerous place towards the night. So just be careful of that. And also in the center, like just stay away from the center, I would say. But yeah, if you know what you're doing, then I don't think it's a big of a deal. And after that, I think we should talk about the weather.
Ah, yes. Well, I mean, everyone knows Greece is sun, holiday, all that.
In the summer, you will have a lot of sun time.
Too much.
Yeah, it's
Too
gonna be
much.
it's gonna be bright. I would say until around 9 p.m. 9 p.m. It's gonna be bright, and you're gonna get plenty of sunlight, which is something I personally love. And it will occasionally rains, but it's not the kind of pouring rain in the summer. It's just gonna rain like that, and then I don't think it's gonna rain much, to be honest. But in the winter, like we are now, it's kind of weird. Like sometimes it's gonna rain, and then there will be days that will be very cold in the morning, very windy, and then when it comes around like 1 or 2, it's so hot, and then around 6, it's already dark, and you need to have a sweater to go home or something like that. It's like cold again. So I would say around November, the weather is really weird. Until December. To December, I think it's gonna be full cold. You will still have sunlight in the midday, which is very pleasant to have in the winter. But it's just gonna be cold, and it's not gonna be the kind of like super cold. It's acceptable cold, I would say. You don't really need to have so much, let's say, layers. In the 3 years that I've been here, I did not experience snow in Thessaloniki, so I don't think it's gonna be big of a deal. But historically, there was snow here before. There were some years with snow.
Yes, you can Google Thessaloniki with snow. You'll see the entire city just covered.
Yes.
And
So
sadly, that hasn't happened.
I would say that it could happen, but it hasn't happened during the time that I'm here. We cannot talk about Greece without mentioning their famously friendly people. For me, it's one of the best thing that I really love about Greece. They are just really friendly, and I would say that they're not racist, at least towards me.
There have been some complaints in our class. We have a girl from Jamaica in our class. She's experienced quite a bit of racism against her. Yeah.
Why?
Because she's black. And yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was an event. She said that she went to a store, and I think the manager went to go give gloves to the woman who was doing the checkout for her because of she was helping her. So it was kind of like indirect. But there have been other times where I think it's if you are very different, like if you're black, then yeah, there are some cases of racism.
Okay.
Especially in the Balkans. Many people say, the US is very racist. There's a lot of trouble in the US, or there's some trouble in the UK or somewhere. The Balkans are probably the most racist place on the planet. I am serious. Yeah.
I think I'm dumb. I have no idea.
Perhaps they haven't done it, or maybe you didn't notice. I wouldn't say it's as bad in Greece as it is in other Balkan countries. But yeah, there is
But it
that.
happens.
It does happen, yeah.
So keep that in mind. It didn't happen to me at all, personally. Like, I feel very loved, very welcome here.
There are a lot of people here who are obviously going to be very accepting. I mean, historically, Greece has been a pretty diverse place. A lot of communities come here. In fact, before World War II, a lot of Thessaloniki was populated with Jewish people. It had a huge Jewish population until the Nazis came, and that's its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can still see a lot of the synagogues. No, there were some synagogues that you could see. In fact, there are some Jewish memorials in the campus, and there's one near the port. So yeah, they do have a respect for them here.
Like, how would you rate the entertainment here?
I'd rate it pretty high, around.
Tell me, what would you do for fun here?
I like to go on walks. I really just like to.
Bro,
go
you're so boring.
I'm boring.
Say something else.
What do I say? I'm not into clubbing. So, but if you are, because a lot of people who come here are into that, yeah, there's way too many options almost. For a lot of you who like clubbing and all that, you have a lot of options. You also have more options in Thessaloniki. Yeah, so you can also go to Thessaloniki, which has a lot of clubs. Although I wouldn't know, I don't go to the clubs. If you're into the beach, this is Greece. I don't even need to say anything.
Yeah, there are many options of beach.
Yeah, just don't swim in the water here.
In Thessaloniki.
Don't do that. Like, do not. It is polluted. Like, forget it.
Because we have a port.
Yeah, we have a port, big ships.
It's kind of touristy, this area.
So, don't.
So not here. Just like go around like 20 minutes away, then you're fine. Anywhere 20 minutes away from here, it's good. Oh, there's one thing. I guarantee when you come here, you're gonna want to try it. Can you guess? It's a fucking boat. Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
You guys are gonna try it. I know that whether I'm gonna be against it or not, you guys are still gonna try it.
There's 2 boats.
3.
Is it
3 now, yeah. Now it's 3.
It's 3.
Yeah, there are 3.
Okay, so there are 3 boats that you'll find them around here at the center where the water is.
White Tower.
At the White Tower. They're piratey kind of inspired. You can get on for free.
Yes.
But any drink, it's like €8, I think, minimum for a drink.
I think the cheapest one's like 5 or 6 something.
Yeah, it's quite expensive.
Yeah.
If you want to drink something, but it's free if you just wanna go on a small tour. It takes you around the water.
For how long?
Like what?
Half an hour?
Half an hour, yeah.
Yeah, but keep in mind that if you don't buy the drink, they're gonna ask you to pay.
Yeah, so I would actually recommend the boat.
Really?
Just as a one time. Just as a one time.
Okay, yeah.
You have to try it. And then
No, you
never-
don't try it.
You have to try it. I haven't tried it even, but I would.
I tried it once.
Really?
The reason
You've
is
never told me.
in the summer I had a guy from Vietnam that I needed to take him like around, like a tour guide.
Yeah.
So I mean tour guide, I have to take him.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I would say that you don't have to try it. It's just no.
I really like there's a forest area that you can go hiking behind the city. It's called
For me?
no, not Thermi. What's it called? So it starts with S, and it's like the tallest point that you can go to at the city. You could also go because when the weather is clear, you can see across the water to the Olympus mountains.
Wow.
Mount Olympus. And you can go there. It's like an hour away. It's the destination point is this village called Lidochora.
Oh.
So
Of
you,
course.
yeah, so you could go there with the bus and then take the tour to
To
go
Olympus.
all the way up to Olympus.
Yeah, little part.
And I think you should try that at least.
In
The
the
one
city-
thing you need to try.
Yeah. I think in the city there's also Poli as well.
Yes, so this, in case you don't know, Thessaloniki is built like this. It's on a hill, and the upper part is called Poli, so the upper town, or the upper city. And that area is, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
really like it. The view is
Great.
great. There's a lot of cats. Yes, you guys like cats?
Of course.
A lot of cats. It is very steep, so you need to be good with walking and all that. But other than that, I think it's pretty good. There's a lot of taverns as well that you can eat at.
Okay.
Just keep in mind that some areas, if you go up, it's more touristy, so it costs more.
Do you
And they
need
try
to tip here?
to.
Do you need to tip here?
Here's the thing: they don't really tip in Greece, but it is appreciated. But it's not really in the culture. Like in the U.S., you need to tip.
Okay.
Yeah. Here, it's not a thing. Like 15% tipping.
All right. I think that's it.
So yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Tell us if you need to know something about Greece.
Yeah. Leave a comment. Whatever.
So cringe. It's so cringe.
You just did this.
That's better.